afternoon. I'm Allison Brashear. I'm the chair at Wake Forest School of Medicine in Winston-Salem, and I'm pleased to talk to you today about mentorship and sponsorship. And one of the things, and this is my disclosure that has no relevance to this particular talk. So one of the things I'd like everybody to do is to reflect back on who you thought was a good mentor for you, or an ideal mentor, and what defines an ideal mentor. Was it that person that taught you how to do the neurologic exam? Was it that person who taught you how to take a good history? Or was it that person who maybe marked up your first paper or your first abstract? I'd like you to think about that person, and we're going to talk here for probably 10 to 15 minutes. But I'd like you to remember that person and then think about the qualities of that person. And we're going to talk a little bit about something that I believe is incredibly important for moving ahead in your career. It's mentorship and the word sponsorship. And so the question really is, what is sponsorship? And what does that really mean? And what does mentorship really mean? So to reflect back a little bit about what sponsorship means, is this is from a publication about academic. And so it's a path to the C-suite for academic medicine. And the point here is that you really need something called sponsorship, not just mentorship. It really means that you need somebody who has skin in the game. So the definition of mentorship is that you can sit at any level. You have emotional support. You serve as a role model. You help mentees navigate politics. In this case, this is from HBR, Harvard Business Review, so it says the word corporate, but you could substitute anything in here, right? Strive to increase mentees' self-worth, competence, and focuses on their personal and professional development. So a mentor is someone who helps you think about your development, talks about things, maybe helps you frame those things. But what is a sponsor, and why is that important? Particularly as we try to bring our more inclusive group into the American Academy of Neurology, all other forms of academic medicine and private practice. We want to expand our number of people who want to participate in any of our activities. Sponsorship is a little bit different. Sponsorship means you must be senior managers with influence. You must give protégés exposure to other executives or chairs maybe like myself or VPs. Make sure people are considered for promising opportunities and challenging assignments. Protect them from negative publicity or damaging contact, and fight to get their people promoted. So, the difference between sponsorship and mentorship, I would actually propose that perhaps the person you reflected back on that you thought was a mentor probably was also a sponsor. So you really need to have someone sponsoring you, either in your business, your department, your academic medical center, or perhaps your professional society. So one thing on how you can gain sponsorship is you can really be direct. You can say, I would like to participate in this. So one of the ways I got invited to participate in some of the academy committees, I asked, and I remember I sent a letter to someone who will remain nameless and said, I would like to participate. How can I help you? And then once that person had some skin in the game, I was made sure that I delivered and that whatever I was asked to do, I did 110%. Because that is what you have to give back when someone has skin in the game for you. One quick way not to ever get another chance is not to deliver. So when someone gives you a chance, really, really deliver. As opposed to someone who's your mentor, who's giving you usually some advice, walking through things, maybe reading a letter or marking up a paper, but they're not going that extra mile to have skin in the game. And I would suggest that one of the things that we need to do as we try to expand the number of women, the number of underrepresented minorities in any particular environment, is we need to think about sponsorship. So if you remember, the first article that I said is the people who advanced had sponsors. And I would say that that is a big issue, particularly for women. And that's what that article was, is you need to have someone who will put you on a key committee, take some risks for you, and let you deliver. So how to gain sponsorship. What I would suggest is you need to be able to come up with a list of those people who you know, who generally are in a position of influence, who would probably put you on a committee, give you a project. It doesn't have to be anything big, but it doesn't want to be anything small. Give you an opportunity to really show your leadership skills, what you can do, and then go from there. Come up with a list. Now, I want to make sure that everybody understands that they need to be a sponsor for other people. So as you get into positions where someone has had some skin in the game for you, you need to go back and say, how can I sponsor someone else? How can I take someone who's young or has lots of energy and opportunity, give them an opportunity to do something that you can have some skin in the game for them. So that might be a medical student, a resident. It might be putting them on a committee. It might be someone who's in your department. It might be someone that you meet at the wonderful annual meeting here in Vancouver, that you have an opportunity where you can help them, because that's part of the virtual cycle of mentoring and sponsoring people, is the ability to pay back. So that's a key thing about mentorship and sponsorship. And you know, that's really what we are all about. We're about making the broader community more fulfilling. We're about selling the value of neurology to anybody that will listen. We're about bringing in a more inclusive environment. So I would say that if you think back about those mentors, you really want to think about those people. I would say that for everybody here who thought about a mentor, they probably were really thinking about a sponsor. So in my own mind, the person who comes to mind is the former chair of my department, who gave me lots of opportunities. And the best opportunity was put my name in to go down to Wake Forest. And now I turn around and I'm all about bringing in young people in neurology and recruiting a department that is diverse and represents the new forward-thinking piece about demonstrating the value of neurology. So my job now is to give back and to sponsor people and mentor people, but really sponsor them and have some skin in the game for individuals' careers. So with that, I'd like to know if you have any questions. But my challenge to you is, when you leave here, think about how you can help someone and really sponsor them. And you'll be amazed how it pays you back over time and time again. Thank you very much.